Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel TekSolutions. In the Flask part 3 video, I am covering referring static files in HTML and Flask request object. In the Flask request object, I am covering forms, arguments, cookies, files and methods, and I am going to detail view in the Flask cookies. So let's start with that. Static files. A web application often requires a static file such as a JavaScript file or a CSS file supporting the display of a web pages. Usually the web server is configured to serve them for you, but during the development, this file are served from static folder in your package or next to your module, and it will be available at static on the application. Is special endpoint static is used to generate URL for static files. Now I am going to show example that we are going to add the static file. Let's start with CSS. Okay, now just close everything here. Now I'm going to create one folder that is static. Okay, in the static I'm going to create one directory, one more CSS, and inside it I'm going to create one CSS file. The name will be style.css. Click OK, and I'm going to do nothing, just creating the body. Okay, and the background color, background hyphen color, that will be blue. Okay, and h1, that will be color red. Okay, this is the CSS file. I am going to save it. Now I am going to use in messages.html. Okay, in the title you message. Now I am going to create one link that going to point with the CSS. Link space relative equal to style.css and href to number curly braces url underscore for static. This is the file name or directory, and file name to quote css /style.css. okay, and then I'm going to close this one. Okay, now this is the main. I'm going to delete everything here. app.flask name is fine. Now I'm going to create app.root. I'm going to use / and defining message that return render underscore template, and then going to pass the messages.html file. Okay, this is clear. Now I'm going to if underscore name equal to single quote underscore main underscore app dot run debug 22. Okay, this is I'm going to show the static file in HTML. Static file in HTML. Now I am going to change this one. Hi, welcome to the Flask website. Okay, this will not the style.css, this will be style sheet. Okay, now I'm going to run this one. just paste it here, right? You see the reflection in the website, right? This will be red, is the blue. The reason is that CSS is applied here, right? If you click on double CSS, the background color is blue, right? This background is blue and the H1 color is red, right? This is the red. You can change it here also. You can here, save, Control F5, right? Because it's used by caches, that's why you have to use always Control F5 to reflect this one. Okay, now I'm going to change this, okay, instead of white, now I'm going to change green, save, and this Control F5, right? Now it's changed to green. Clear? Now it's going to yellow, save, Control F5, right? Now it's changes to yellow. This is clear now. Now I'm going to show the JavaScript file in the same URL. Okay, now in the static I am going to add the new file, that is JSS hello.js file, JavaScript file. Okay, now I'm going to create one function in the JavaScript, say hello, okay, and then alert hello to the our world, that is Flask. Okay, save it. Now I'm going to change in the message.html file, so the script file, I'm adding script, type text / JavaScript, okay, and src equal to double quote, double curly braces open and close, url underscore for, going to pass static comma static only comma file name equal to hello.js. Okay, this is clear now. Now this is going to close it. Okay, and now I'm going to create one, remove this one, create one button, input type equal to button, and on click I'm going to go say hello. This is the JavaScript file I'm going to call, say hello, copy, you can paste it here and pass in the methods. I'm going to value say hello. Okay, this is going to close it here and backslash input. Okay, refresh this one. Right, so this is extra here because of this one. We can remove control as refresh one again. Now if I'm going to click, what will happen? The pop-up will come because this method is on click. This say hello method is going to this JavaScript and it will say hello to our world, that is Flask. Just click on that, right? Hello to the our world, that is Flask. Okay, this is clear now. Now I show it all in the CSS how we are going to add and how we are going to add the JavaScript. This is clear now. Now I'm going to close this one, messages.html. Okay, now I'm going to show you Flask request object. So static file in HTML is done. Now I am going to show Flask request object. Okay. In the client server architecture, the request object contains all the data that is sent from the client to the server. As we already discussed, we can retrieve the data at the server side using the HTTP methods. Now we will discuss the request object and its important attribute that we are going to give. In the example, we have 5 important attributes. I will go one by one, all of them. First one is form. Okay. Form. It is the dictionary object which contains the key value pairs of a form parameters and their values. Okay. It will contain key value pair of form parameters and their value. Okay, this is form. Second one is arguments. Args. Arguments. It is parsed from the URL. It is part of the URL which is specified in the URL after the question mark. Okay. It is going to pass in the URL in the question mark. Okay. We already saw in the last example. Okay. Now cookies. This is very important. It is the dictionary object containing cookie names and the values. It is saved at the client side to track the user session. Okay. It will cookies name and the values. It will sit in the client sides. That is very important. It will sit in the client side browser. Okay. Python files. It contains the data related to the uploaded files. This is contain the data related to the uploaded file. Okay. The fifth and final method. It is the current request method, get or post. It is current request method, that is get or post. Okay, this is clear now, all the fifth one. Now I am going to show one by one all of them. Okay, start with the example. Now let's start with fonts. Now let's start with first one, that is Flask, sending form data to template. First one, sending form data to template. Okay. Now I am going to create one HTML file, that is customer.html. Now I am going to register the Now I am going to create the body as 3. Register the customer, fill the following form. Okay. Now the next one will be form action, that will be 127 http 127.0.0.1 column for thousands / success, and the method will be post. This form is inside that. I'm going to create name, input type, into text, the value, the name equal to name. P is going to close, copy, paste. This will be email. Input text will be type is email, name equal to email. Copy, paste, and next will be contact. The input type, that will be a text, and email also contact. Paste. This is a pin code. Okay, and the type will be text. Name is pin. Okay. The last one, that is going to submit button. Put type equal to submit and name equal to, this will be the value equal to submit. Okay, this is not one. Can give the space. Okay, this form is created now. Now I am going to write in the main.py. Okay, with app.root double quote backslash define the customer enter return render underscore template, that will be the customer.html. Okay, now the success.app.root, that is backslash success, and methods get and post. Okay, get comma. Now I'm going to define print underscore data function colon if request dot method equal to post, then return render underscore template result underscore data, that I'm going to create HTML file, and result equal to result. Okay, and this is result equal to request dot form. Okay, this result is going to basically this form. What he will do, he is going to take all the data in the custom HTML file. Okay, in the form. Okay, just like that, he will take name, email, contact, and pin code. Okay, and that is going to pass it here when you are going to use post method, that is going to set into the result, and then is going to render into the result data.html. I am going to create that also. Just templates, right click, new HTML file, result underscore data. Okay, customer result. Okay, to be strong. This is all the HTML syntax. Okay, thanks for the registration.
this is close, open. Now I'm going to create table, border with 1, curly braces, started, percentage for key comma result, in result dot items, start with tr, th, and key. Yes, that is a value, that will be result. And this is end of for loop, that is end of for loop. Okay, that is percentage close. Okay, table body HTML. This is clear now. The customer form that should be there, right? Name, that is TekSolution. After the email, tek@gmail.com. Contact, that all the dummy data I'm going to enter here. When I'm going to click on submit, what will happen here is going to redirect with the app.root success. The region in the customer form, you see the action is \success, and then it's going to redirect with this root, right? And method is post. If the request on method is post, then what will happen? It will take all the data from the forms and set into the result, and going to render with this result underscore data.html, and this result is going to pass with this one, result underscore data.html, and what the items are the result, all the value that is going to pass with. Okay, and then it's going to see all the values. Click on submit, and it's going to see the success, right? Name, TekSolution, email, tech, contact, this one, and thanks for registering, confirmation for your details. Okay, now this is clear now. Now I am going to show another example, that is cookies. That is very important. I said in the earlier also. Let's remove these things. And the second one I'm going to show that is important, that is cookies. Okay, so what is cookie? The cookies are stored in the form of text file on the client machine. Cookies are used to track the user's activities on the web and reflect some suggestion according to the user's choice to enhance the user experience. Cookies are set by the server on the client machine, which will associate with the client's request to the particular server in all future transactions until the lifetime of the cookie expires or it deletes by the SSI web pages on the server. In Flask, the cookies are associated with the request object as the dictionary object of all the cookies variable and their values transmitted by the client. Flask facilitates us to specify the expiry time, path, and domain name of the website. How we are going to set the cookies? That is the option response dot set cookies. Response dot set cookies. Okay, and we are going to pass the title. We are going to pass the content. We can pass also expiry time. Okay. In Flask, the cookies are set on the response object by using the set underscore cookies. Okay. We are going to set using the set underscore cookies method. Okay. And we can read the cookies stored on the client machine using the get methods of the cookies attribute associated with the request object, that is request dot cookies, that is request dot cookies dot get. I'm going to use title. Okay, if we are going to get the cookies value, Let's go with the example. Now I am going to create app.root our code backslash define cookie make underscore response into pass h1 cookies is set to close this one h1 this dot set underscore cookie we have two values, that is foo and bar. Then you can use TekSolutions and the value is Flask. Okay, and we are going to return response. Okay, this is clear. Now I'm going to copy this URL and refresh it. Enter this one. Okay, right? Cookie is set. How you can see the cookies? Right click, inspect, go to the application. Right, you see it here, right? The cookies URL, use names, keys, and this is your values. The same thing we set it here, right? Cookies and values. Okay, this is clear now. Now I will show you how you will get the cookies. Okay, I am going to create the login page. Okay, now I am going to create a login application in the Flask where a login page is shown to the user which promotes to the enter the email and password. If the password is correct, then the application will redirect to the user to the success page where the message and the link to the profile is given. Otherwise, it will redirect to the user to the error page. Now we are going to implement the same thing. Let's remove this one. Now I am going to use app.error and going to pass the error. Okay, and passing the backslash error and going to define the error return be strong enter correct password. Okay, and the strong is going to close and P is also going to close. Okay, now I am going to show the login URL app.root that is backslash define login. Okay, return render dot underscore template going to pass login dot html. Okay, and now after that app.root app.root and we want to pass the success and method is post. Okay, methods that is post define success function inside that if request dot method is equal to post then email to request dot form I'm going to use as a email, the key. Okay, the small you mention, and after that password equal to request the form. I'm going to pass the password. Okay, if password equal to tick, okay, then response equal to make underscore response, that is render underscore template, then going to use that success.html, okay, and we are going to set the cookies here. Response dot set underscore cookie, that is email. I'm going to use an email. Okay, and return the response. Else, if the password is not correct, then what will happen? Then that is going to redirect to the error. Return redirect URL underscore for, that is error. Okay, now I am going to show you the view profile. App dot root backslash view profile. Okay, now I'm going to define profile method, that is email. We are getting request dot get cookies, request dot cookies dot get the email ID. Okay, and response equal to make underscore response, that is going to render underscore template. Going to use profile dot HTML file and name equal to email. Okay, and return response. This is clear. Now I will say the login.html file is there. One here and there method. This is here to make it post. Okay, table email ID is the input types, that is email. Name is email, should be there. Type, that will be email. This is email only. Okay, and password, that is correct. Type is equal to submit, and value also submit here. Value submit. Okay, this is the login file that is there, login.html. Now the success should be also there. I'm going not there, now creating the success.html file. Success.html file. Okay, this is success. Inside that nothing, this is S2, that is going to say login successful. And after that, that is going to redirect with the view profile, href equal to backslash view profile. Okay, it is going to be view profile. Okay, and one is the profile.html that I am going to create. Profile HTML file. Profile here, right, and this is going to S3 and hi, name will be there, is going to go. Okay, so what we are doing here in the first line basically is, that is nothing, that is basically error, right? If anything going wrong, then it will redirect to this page. Okay, and it will print the message enter correct password. You can say please enter correct password. Okay. Now in the loading, what he will call login page, and this is going to redirect login.html. That is basically you have email ID and password. After that we are going to submit. What will happen? It is going to call the success page. Okay, this is login. This is going to change with the success. Okay, as doubles. Okay, this is success, right? After the successful call, this is going to call, right, in the post method. And if the post is there, then what he will do, he will take email and password, right? And if the password that is going to take, and then response will be going to success.html file, okay, and going to set the cookies as email ID and return the response. Okay, then what will happen, we're going to set the cookies, and basically in success he will say okay, login successful. Okay, and then one view profile is there. What he will do is going to call this one, the third one. After the success is going to call this one, and whatever that we are doing the set the cookies here is going to get the cookies here. Okay, this is get the cookies, right? Here you are going to set the email values after successful login, and here you are going to get the cookies after your successful login. Here you are going to set the values, and here you are get the values of the cookies. Email you are setting, here your email are getting. Okay, and after you click on view profile, then what will happen is going to redirect with the profile.html file, that is third HTML file, and the name is going to be what the name is there. Whatever the cookies you are going to set it here, right? And whatever you are getting the cookies here, right, that is going to print it here, right? Let's run this one. Right, now you saw it email ID and password. Now I am going to enter TekSolutions and the tech. Then what will happen? I am going to submit this one. Right, is redirected with the success, right? Now what will happen here? See, if I am going to inspect here and go to the application and click on the application, email is going to set TekSolution, right? Click on email, application, click on application, right? Email is success here, right? Email is going to set as a cookies, email and TekSolution. This is going to set after the successful login, right? Now if you are going to click on view profile, then what will happen is going to take the cookies of the email values and going to print. Okay, what is going to print? Hi, your email ID, right? Hi, your email ID, right? That is going to get from the cookie. If I'm going to click on view profile, let's see what will happen. Hi, TekSolution.gmail. Okay, now if I'm going to delete this one, you can delete the cookies here also. And if I'm going to refresh this one here, then hi, nothing is going to print here, none, right? Because now we deleted the cookies from here. Okay, this is clear now. Now cookies is done.